What's up guys, how's it going and welcome to the Minute channel. Today we're going to be talking about Shin Megami Tensei V and its gameplay. Now I know a lot of people have already seen the trailer and maybe the 20-minute gameplay that was released, but today we just want to really deep dive into it and see everything that we can pick out, the attacks, the special skills, that kind of stuff. Let's go ahead and buckle up and let's jump right into it. So right off the bat, one of the things that I instantly noticed is how much different the UI and everything that represents Shin Megami Tensei is in this game. If you have played other of the Atlus games, you very much recognize a lot of these new features that they added into SMT5, particularly the UI, especially the colors of the UI, the style of the UI is really alike to Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which was a Shin Megami Tensei Fire Emblem crossover that came out in the Wii U a few years ago. Now, personally, I always thought that the UI was very cool, that it actually fit really well with Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and I really felt like it was something worth looking into. However, personally, I don't really think that it really fits the style of Shin Megami Tensei V, because SMT5 already showed that it has a specific tone and colors for those tones. And if you notice so far the trailers, they show a lot of black and gold and really like the sand color too. There's like a specific tone that they're going for. You can see in a lot of the features of the UI, like the map, the both of the buttons in the corner, in the top on the left. If you can see everything is gold, black, and maybe like a grayish color, like these three primary colors, like a cream color, the gold, and black. And even if you look at this right now with the conversation system, there's like this sandy looking gold thing, and then there's the black obviously and the golden letters. So everything looks really like they have a specific tone in mind, they have a specific UI in mind. However, when you jump into the actual battle, you actually start noticing that that's actually gone. You don't actually see that anymore. The battles actually show a gold and blue background, which we're about to see there in a second, and this really just really doesn't, it almost feels like really bizarre because it doesn't fit the rest of the stuff. You can see right now, for example, when you're choosing the attacks and everything is just like a highlighted blue, and it's not just like, I'm sorry, not a blue, a green. It's a really bright green color. It's not just like a regular green. It's a very neon green color. Now let me tell you why it worked on Tokyo Mirage Sessions, because the colors of Tokyo Mirage Sessions were black and green and blue. Those were the colors of the game. The game used green, which is why the UI on that game made sense. However, in this game we're talking about a completely different game, and really the green doesn't really fit Hillware enough. I'm not sure exactly what the artistic choice behind it. Personally, I just feel like they needed a UI, and they already had the Tokyo Mirage Sessions UI, and they were kind of like, well, we already have this, and it kind of worked, so they kind of just decided to go for it. No offense or anything, but I just personally don't like it. I don't think it really fits too much. However, it is what it is. It's part of the game already, and it looks like it's pretty deep in development to the point that the game is almost done or about to be done. So I don't think the UI is gonna go anywhere, unfortunately. But they're definitely free to choose whatever decisions to choose on that end. So looking at the actual battle that we're looking into right now, very much seems like every attack, or like most of the attacks in the game are pretty much from based on the other Shin Megami Tensei games. You know, your Agi, like, which the main character just used, or your force attack, which it looks like Pixie is about to use. All of these are attacks that we've already seen in previous Shin Megami Tensei games and Persona games. That's very much really pretty much the same way as the other games. It doesn't seem that it does pretty much change here. Looking at this one here, the level up screen, that is also looking like it's from Tokyo Mirage Sessions as well. I will show you guys some comparisons, but it really looks really alike to it. I'm not even exaggerating here. I still see a lot of the green color. I'm not sure if that's just because they decided that it was a good color to highlight and everything. One of the things that I want to mention here, or what are in this spot right here, is the system here, it looks like you do get 1 point that you can use for your for allocation of your stats. Now, this is not the first time that they use 1 point stat system. Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne also uses the same system where you can only allocate 1 point per level up, which is, I guess, is really stingy. Personally, I really like more like some of the other aspects, like the Shin Megami Tensei 4 and Apocalypse, that they give you 5 points instead. That allows for more customization and kind of more to dump at and everything. It just, I personally don't like the stat system here so far, but that can change. You know, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne did allow you to get additional points very easily. So it's just maybe like that. So looking at more of the gameplay here, I actually love the different animations. It's funny that they actually spend so much time on kind of like the animations in the hair. There are many different animations for running as well. Like there's this one, there's one where he's kind of like stops and starts walking again. One where he kind of slides. There's a lot of different ones. Notice that he's picking up these items that is kind of like heal. There's some that heal him. There's some that heal his MP, and there's some that refills a Magatsuhi, which we're gonna see in a second. It's a specific meter here. Now this is what we're seeing now here, which I'm sorry, I'm just all over the place because the gameplay is all over the place. But now we're seeing the conversation system. Now personally, seeing the description and everything they did, it doesn't seem like they changed too much of the conversation that is completely different, which is kind of one of the things that I will say, although I do kind of have a complaint on. It's not a big deal, it's not like a big complaint or anything, but I do think, and I find the talk sometimes to be kind of a little weird sometimes, where it doesn't really make sense too much. But yeah, the conversation system seems to be pretty much straightforward there. You give them money, you give them items, then you answer a couple questions, and then they decide whether you want to join your party or not. It is pretty much pretty clear forward too. So that is normal, like they normally would in another Shin Megami Tensei games. It doesn't seem like that's changed a whole lot. So, one of the things that I really like about this game is just being able to walk in the wild, you know, like in Pokemon sense. And you see all these different Nemons just walking around, doing their own thing, you know. Sometimes they attack you, sometimes you just walk and you see them and you talk to them, you have conversations with them. I like to feel that because it does feel like they are there. Other Shin Megami Tensei games, particularly SMT4 and and Apocalypse, which are like the newer ones, I guess if you want to say, they didn't really have that. They had like these blobs or blue stuff that they just attack you, and I just kind of like seeing this. Just kind of have seen the demons just doing things outside there. They have their own thing and they're just doing their own thing, and that really gives a sense of like population. Like there's other things besides you in this world. It doesn't make it feel as empty, because for a sense Nocturne is a really lonely game, if you want to say it that way. And it's not necessarily because it's in a lonely game, like you're not the only thing there, but it really makes you feel that way when the whole world looks like an Uber world where there's nothing going on, and then things attack you from time to time, and then you have to really go to a town to really see other demons. Otherwise, there's no demons, and there's just like random encounters. So I really actually like the change here. This may be easier also if you want to recruit a specific demon, or whether you want to maybe do some other thing with like grinding or something like that. There are situations where you want to grind a specific demon, and just kind of seeing them out there just doing their own thing. Really like that. I made this comparison while I was doing a podcast, but this reminded me of Raito, which in Raito you kind of see them. Oh, this is the other animation I was referring to, which is kind of like the one where the main character just kind of literally running like full speed and everything. Oh, I want to comment a little bit on those things there. I actually love the vending machines, just kind of like being able to get stuff from them. And it's not the first time that it happens. Obviously, Persona Persona has that, and Shin Megami Tensei 4 and Apocalypse also have that sometimes. You can find them every once in a while. You find one, and they have some items on them for you and everything. So again, full stuff. I actually really do like that. It's just kind of nice. I really do appreciate that kind of stuff that they have. Obviously, we see a giant battle here with a much stronger enemy. So that makes you see a couple things. One, that means that you're gonna be able to fight much bigger creatures that are not within the scope of your level. I think this one is like level 42 or something like that, and you're level 8 at this point, so you can definitely fight much stronger creature. Actually, I can't see very well. It's like too far away for me to be able to see it, but it's interesting. I like that kind of stuff, and I love the way that they did this. You know, the press turn base is still there. I see, you can see it right there. One of the things that some have mentioned is the fact that the buffs and debuffs have actually changed in this game a little bit. They now kind of work like the Persona buffs, which is a little bit different. In Shin Megami Tensei games, typically the buffs that you use last for the entirety of the game. On Persona, if you haven't played Persona, the buffs will only last for 3 turns. That means like the turn that you use them plus 2 more turns, and it's not stackable. Now in Shin Megami Tensei V, it's been confirmed that it is stackable up to 3 times, but again, it only lasts for 3 turns. That means that you will lose. You have to continuously stack them up to continue to keep that ongoing. Honestly, personally, I don't see anything wrong with that. I personally always felt like having buffs last forever makes the game easier, like way easier. So some people that like the challenge and like to challenge a lot, I feel like if you like challenge, then you should definitely look at that as kind of like a more positive view of looking at things and everything. The use of MP, it's always like conservative and everything. I actually kind of I love seeing this kind of stuff because you can see how barely any damage you're making. Like I mean, this boss literally just one-shotted Pixie in like a second. So it's just like it is pretty much like making a big impact. Overall, I really actually quite enjoy the gameplay so far. I think that there's definitely a lot of cool stuff to look at. I gotta see. I would like to see how you learn more different attacks. You know, how do you get them from demons? For example, again in SMT4, you get them from demons, but then in SMT3 Nocturne, you get them from the Magatama, which is these things that you eat, basically these little bugs that you eat in yourself, and you kind of learn more skills that way. Or is there a different way that you learn them? Do you learn them like in the Persona games? I don't know. There's like all these different ways that you could probably learn the skills, but we don't know really at this point. A lot of things haven't really been said to us, and I kind of like that because that does make you feel kind of like like I wonder what the changes are and everything. You do see guard here, which is not something that you typically see in a lot of the Shin Megami Tensei games, but it seems like this is gonna be a pretty interesting game. I'm so far very excited to see what they're gonna do with this game. Seems like it's gonna be really good. Like everything that I've seen so far gets me excited. I actually kind of like seeing this here when you die and they show you this animation that they show you whenever you die and everything. So personally, I think that this game is looking pretty good. I am excited for this, obviously, and I think this is the best way to start the game. You know, like they show you so much of the game already. They show you gameplay, they showed you a little bit of the story. Honestly, seeing 20 minutes of gameplay, I think that it was the way to go. I think a lot of us were still kind of worried about like things like the gameplay or like seeing more stuff. But seeing a full 3-minute trailer and then actually being able to see some gameplay, I think Nintendo and Atlus and Sega did a really good job kind of showcasing this game and everything. Thank you so much for sticking by with this long ass video here. I do appreciate you guys. I am super excited for this game. Let me in the comments below, what do you think about all this? Are you excited? Not excited? Did the gameplay sold you into this game? Is it the story, the character design? There's just so many different aspects that we can dissect this new information that we have, and I will continue to make this kind of videos. If you're new, please consider liking and subscribing. And again, let me know, what are you excited for with Shin Megami Tensei V, if you are excited for it at all. Thanks so much for watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.